Retail. One of the most miserable experiences of my entire life. Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy AKMS12 here, coming to you guys with a Facecam commentary for you guys today. I haven't actually done this before, so it's going to be a little bit of a new experience today. We're going to try something a little bit different. But regardless, today's topic, I actually do have a bit of a funny story for you guys today, and that is actually my retail experience. Now, for those who don't know, I actually did work a retail job over the holiday season. I'm actually done now, but I did work a retail job over the season, and I was working at Toys R Us. So what basically happened was, we're going to get right into today's story. What basically happened was I was kind of taking a break away from my other job at Paramount Pictures. For those who are not familiar with my job, it's not really a full-time job. I don't actually 100% work there yet. I'm still kind of like an intern type thing. So what happened was I wasn't actually working there this season. I'll be working there again probably January or February. I'll be back there. So basically what happened was I was going for a retail job just to kind of make up for the time that I wasn't at my other job. And what ended up happening was I applied for a few other jobs. Applied to Apple, didn't get accepted for some odd reason. Applied to Costco, didn't get accepted for some odd reason. And I was looking at the next best thing, which ended up being Toys R Us. Yeah, Toys R Us. So what happened was I applied to Toys R Us, got called in for an interview about an hour later. Usually when you get called in for an interview an hour later after you just applied, it generally means that they're desperate, so it doesn't mean a good thing. I went in for the interview, dressed up all nice and everything. The job application was actually, or job position was actually a cashier. So I went for the position, got accepted right out the day, and at the interview they asked me how many hours a week was I looking to work. I told them I was looking to work around 25, 20, max 30 hours a week, because I was still in school, taking about 16 to 18 credits, and 16 to 18 credits in college, guys, is a lot. So for me to get them 30 hours a week is actually a blessing for them. So what happened was I told them I could work 30 hours a week, and what ended up happening was my first week I was working about 15 hours. 15 hours, not that bad. I figured, okay, whatever. Not that many hours. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I worked the 15 hours a week, which wasn't that bad. And the first 2 days I was working cashier. Super easy, nothing to it. Just stand in one spot and open up the drawer and give people cash. Simple. If you can't do simple math, you shouldn't be working there in the first place. The second day, they started to realize I was too good at my job. Not to sound cocky or anything, but that's literally what they said. They realized I was too good at the cashier, and they wanted to put me in another position. So I figured, okay, cool. Am I getting a raise? Guess what? No raise. So what ended up happening was they moved me to this new position where they called it back of house. Back of house was basically inventory management. I was responsible for moving boxes upstairs, scanning in certain shipments. Anytime a new shipment came in, I was responsible for shipping that to the store, organizing the store, responsible for online orders across the world and all that crazy stuff. I figured, okay, new job, I should be getting a raise for this. No, I didn't get a raise at all. I'm not going to talk about how much money I was making, but let's just say it was really bad. It wasn't minimum wage, but it was really bad. So the new job, I figured, okay, not that bad. Let me get right into it. But here's where things start to get a little bit messy. Around my third week there, this is about in mid-November, I was starting to work about 30 hours a week, almost every single week. Now, usually when they give you a ton of hours compared to all the new seasonal hires, it was a seasonal job, by the way. Usually when they give you more hours than all the other seasonal guys, it generally means that you're really good at your job, and they want to give you more hours, even though you told them not to. They gave me about 32 hours. It was only 2 hours over the maximum, so I figured, okay, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. Not a problem. I'll suck it up and do the 32 hours. So I did the 32 hours, got paid that week. Next week, they gave me 35. These guys, they can kill me, man. They gave me 35 hours that week. So what happened was I went to go talk to my boss a little bit. I told her, I was like, hey, by the way, it's a her. There's two managers. One guy who is actually really nice, super chill guy. He's that type of guy that always wants to be your friend. I really, absolutely like this guy. He's freaking awesome. But the other manager, she's the assistant manager of the store. She is a hefty little one. I'm telling you, she will yell at you over the silliest stuff, alright? Let me tell you how annoying she is, alright? Occasionally, I have to work in these aisles, and it's called zoning. We're not zoning, but recovery. And basically, recovery is basically make the store look nice, bring certain items to the front of the store, make it look nice. That's pretty much what recovery was. So I'm on recovery in the boys aisle, pretty much where the Hot Wheels section and all the crazy toys are. I'm working in that section, and there's tons of toys on the floor, but I'm working in the aisle, so that means I'm getting to it. She comes down the aisle, right, and she tells me, get all that stuff off the floor. Pick it up right now. Pick it up right now. I don't want to see any of this stuff on the floor. Woman, I am getting to it. Please do not tell me how to do my job. It's so annoying. Like, like, here's the thing. There could be a toy right here, right? I'm working right here. Literally right here. I'm about to pick it up. And she walks down the hallway and tells me to go pick it up. Hurry up and pick it up. I don't want to see that stuff on the floor. Like, she's that type of person that will bug you over the littlest stuff. I kid you not. She was on my ass about every single thing. I was ready to explode with her. She was so annoying. So anytime I had problems with my schedule, even though she's the one that did the scheduling, I talked to the main manager about it because I couldn't stand her. Like, I don't understand how anybody could work for that woman. She was so annoying. Pretty much what happened was I went to go talk to her about my hours. I told her, I was like, look, I'll work these 35 hours, but in the future, I said in the interview, do not go over 35 hours. I was starting to get really annoyed, and I told her, I was like, I can't work these 35 hours. Next time, do not do it. So she's like, all right, no problem. I'll tack off, you know, a few hours next week. So I was like, all right, cool. So maybe we're starting to become friends a little bit. Nope, not the case. What happened was the next week, she gives me 40 hours a week. This woman's killing me, bro. She gives me 40 hours a week, and this is the week where I wasn't uploading at all. A lot of people were asking me why I wasn't uploading. This is why. This is why I wasn't uploading. So she gives me 40 hours a week, and at this point, I'm already pissed off. I think it was the week before Thanksgiving. She gives me 40 hours a week. I told her, I was like, look, you can't keep giving me over 30 hours a week. And I warned her ahead of time, tried to be nice about it, and she starts giving me all these silly excuses. And then here's the funny part. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. You guys are gonna love this part, alright? So what ended up happening was, she asked me why can I work 40 hours a week. I told her I'm in school, I got a huge project coming up. And then here's the best part. Here's the best part, guys. She asked me, what is your project about? She asked me what my project is about. Anybody that's worked retail, you guys know that's none of their business. She asked me what is my project about. I told her I'm not giving details. I didn't tell her that it's none of her business, but she asked me what is your project about and when is it due. I'm not entitled to give you that information. Like, for God's sake, this woman literally put me on edge. So she's like, all right, fine, I'll tack off 5 hours. So that means I have 35 hours a week now. Perfect, right? Just freaking perfect. Alright, so the next week is Thanksgiving week. I already know they're going to screw up my schedule, so I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared to just go off on someone. And guess what she does? Yep, she gives me 45 hours that week, including a 13-hour shift on Thanksgiving. For Christ's sake, woman, you're driving me nuts. She gives me 13 hours on Thanksgiving. Now, I know there is a policy where you do make 1.5 times more than you normally would on a holiday. And basically what happened was she decides to give me those 45 hours a week, and I was ready to go off. I walked up to that. I had to go talk to her. I knew that there was no other way out of this. I had to go talk to her about those hours. And so what ended up happening was I went into the room. My knees are shaking right now. My knees are shaking. I was freaking scared to talk to her. Believe it or not, I did not want to talk to her. She's that type of person that will get pissed off over everything. And I was afraid to lose my job, but at the same time, I thought about it for a second. I was like, the pay isn't worth it. It's not worth getting scared about a job that barely pays that much. So I figured I'm going to grow a pair. I went up in there. I went and spoke to her. I told her, I was like, look, you cannot give me these hours. I am not going to work these hours. I made plans on Thanksgiving ahead of time. I said it in the interview that I wasn't able to work holidays. And guess what, guys? She actually took off those hours without a fight. I told her I couldn't work holidays. I don't know what is up with her. There are times she even scheduled me during my school days. But regardless, I took out those hours, got off on Thanksgiving, and worked the remaining hours. So after that day, I decided, alright, I can't do this job anymore. I was getting sick of it. And what ended up happening was, so holiday season's coming up. I think it was around December 8th or something like that. And I told him that December 19th is going to be my last day. That was a Saturday. I told him I'd work that Saturday, but after that, that'd be it. Due to the fact that I had final exams. Now, I had about 5 final exams during that week, and I was not going to waste my time trying to schedule both work and school at the same time. So I told him I was taking that whole week off, and plus I needed I'd work the Saturday, but that was about it. And guess what happened? Even though I told them a month ago that I was taking those weeks off, they still scheduled me for that entire week. After that, I got out of the job. You know, I told him that was my last day. And then this is the best part. To top things off, she had the nerve to ask me if I was willing to work the week after I already told them that that was going to be my last day. They had the nerve to ask me if I wanted to stay. you can tell that she was annoyed that I didn't want to be there anymore because of her attitude. Here's the best part. On my last day, she starts treating me all nice and whatnot. She bought me lunch and everything. She's trying to be all nice and whatnot, trying to get me to stay. No, I don't fall for that, okay? I do not fall for that. When you treat me bad at a job, I remember that. You know, I will remember that. So they're going to try to call me back. I bet you they're going to try to call me back to get me to stay. But, you know, I'm not staying there. If anything, I'd work somewhere else. Or just go back to the job that I'm already working at right now, which is going to happen either way. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a story. A bit of something funny. In the end, don't work retail. Don't ever work retail unless you're super committed to that type of stuff. I'm just not committed to it. For those of you who are committed out there, shout out to all you grinders out there, like Apollo always said. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is your boy AK. Signing out. Peace.